Thank you, guys. Keith Kincaid has a tough act to follow, doesn't he? What Lou Lamoriello called one of the best goaltending performances we've seen in some time by any goalie in this building, really. Corey Schneider last night. For Kincaid, his first start since a January 9th loss to the Islanders. He had a relief appearance after that in Anaheim. At the opposite end of the rink, well, the guy who's responsible for something of a hockey renaissance in Florida. The interest in the team has spiked since Roberto Luongo, age 35, began to play well. He was acquired at the deadline last season. He is the voice and pulse of that locker room. We're set for a good one. Big bounce-back opportunity for the home team.
Johnny Mac talked about they need more pucks than net, but they got to get the puck out of their zone. That's where the Penguins spent the whole time. It's the transition game. Passing has to be better. Get in and get a forecheck to create chances and shots.
And the Devils start out with the line that remains intact from last night. Travis Zajac centering, Martin Havlat and Patrick Elias. The Florida Panthers pick up the loose puck at center ice. Jonathan Huberdeau, big part of the top line for Florida, sends it in. Tonight's lineups are brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Ryan Campbell, all-star defenseman in years past for the Florida Panthers and elsewhere, tracks back into his own zone. Third of a 5-game homestand for New Jersey, and the first meeting with the Panthers since October 11th as we see Adam Henrique on the puck, working across. He was looking for the cutting Steve Bernier, but broken up. Played back to Henrique and deflects off his stick. Steve Bernier getting an opportunity on one of the Devils' top lines here tonight with Gomez and Henrique. That's based on merit with the way he's been going. Here's Marek Zidlitsky over the line, drops it for Gomez and winds it around the boards. Punched back in deep. Mark Fraser trying to hold the zone, but Brandon Perry, the 23-year-old winger, able to gain the zone here. Nick Bjugstad works it across. Lucy Jokinen plays it back. That shot by Erik Goodbranson is blocked away.
Good job, Mark Fraser, finishing the big Nick Bjugstad along the wall, taking completely out of the play. Something I think the Devils have to continue to do. They've had success when they're physical. I didn't think they had enough of it last night against the Penguins.
Bjugstad is part of a young nucleus for this Florida team that is impressive. I think the question is not whether or not they're going to be good, but how quickly they get there. Some think it could happen even as this year gets deeper. We have our first penalty. It is a hold.
Devils, yeah, Mike Camilleri. And again, an offensive zone penalty. You see Camilleri arguing the fact, didn't think maybe he deserved it, but something the Devils have to stay away from in the offensive zone. There you see the left hand wraps around Willie Mitchell, and they call that every time, don't they? And players have to learn. We saw Zubris last night, Camilleri tonight, especially in the offensive zone. Referees are going to catch you. They're going to get the call, and the Devils' penalty kill goes to work, and the penalty kill has been very good.
The Florida power play has not coming into tonight. Ranked 27th in the National Hockey League. Camilleri for holding. First man advantage opportunity. Alexander Barkov has the puck taken away by Andy Green. This is a defensive duo that's really been intact. Whenever the Devils can get them on the ice to kill time, they generally get the assignment, Green and Larson, and this is fired in. Henrique tries to lay this back for Jacob Josephson, who's been a big part of this unit as well, as it's dropped back here. Here's Aaron Ekblad, the all-star defenseman. What a time he had in Columbus on Sunday. Centering try, gets all the way back towards the point. Huberdeau unable to hold the zone. It's offside.
The Florida Panthers, you talked about all the young talent on this team, and it's starting to come to fruition. This is a much different team the Devils faced early on when they dismantled them 5-1 in Florida. There's Coach Gerard Gallant, a player I played against, a very feisty, tough guy, and he's done a real good job with these young guys because you're seeing the development of these players. To me, that's good coaching. And John Madden, the former Devil as well, there to help along these young guys. They've done a real good job in Florida, and in fact, fighting for a playoff spot, which tells you where they've gone since the start of the season. They've improved tremendously. 6
points behind the Rangers, as Deb told you in the pregame, in the race for the second wild card berth. Boston might be the more catchable team because the Panthers have 3 games at hand on the Bruins. Played behind the net. Here's Mark Fraser. Jars the puck loose, taken away by the Panthers, and now they set up. Campbell is the man at the point who keeps this alive. UC Jokinen, the former Carolina Hurricane, able to work this. Back to the point, Campbell again. Man who controls, Dinas Zubris providing the high pressure for the Devils. Able to break up that opportunity. Took it away from Peary and clears it away.
Real nice work by Dinas Zubris using his size and strength and stripping that puck. Getting it down the ice. And Dinas Zubris does do the little things. Johnny Mac mentioned that as well. He's got to use that size and strength. Hit it there.
Sent behind Kincaid's goal. Now Campbell deep in the zone. Tries to center one. Comes back towards the point. Dmitry Kulikov able to hold the zone and gives here to Campbell. Back to Kulikov, who shoots. Save made by Kincaid. The rebound loose and punched away.
Well, Kincaid with his first test of the evening. Don't know if it got completely to him. But he did make the save.
Penalty time expired. Rebound try, and Kincaid got that one. Kulikov, the follow-up drive, and that went wide. Penalty time is up. One shot on the Florida power play. Their best chance came seconds after that. Even strength.
Devils dodge a bullet. Early penalty, and they get the job done. The penalty kill's been great. There's Brandon Peary. You see Dinas Zubris there. Doesn't bite. He was ready to shoot the puck. Peary uses that long reach, and then he gets body position, uses his strength there. Out muscles Peary along the wall to get that puck out. And here you're going to see Florida get the opportunity in front. Thornton right on the doorstep. The initial save made by Kincaid, so he gets to feel the puck early on here.
Willie Mitchell, the one-time Devil, tries to float it towards goal. Bernier able to get in the way of that. First two shots of the hockey game to the Florida Panthers. We're minutes in. Glad you've joined us on this Saturday night on MSG Plus. The Devils completing already their 11th set of back-to-back games this season. Here's Sean Bergenheim working it across to Mitchell. Bernier quickly on him. John Merrill on the puck here. With the exception of the goaltending change, Devils with the same lineup tonight. Eric Shelanov, Michael Ryder are the healthy scratchers. This is offside against Florida. Lou Lamoriello said he doesn't want to see his team get cute tonight. His biggest criticism last night, the Devils passed up too many shots in the offensive zone. There was that 5-on-3 first period power play, Dano. They had just 2 shots. They didn't score. It set the tone for the evening, didn't it?
It really did. Everything developed too slowly on that 5-on-3. They weren't really mentally sharp. They didn't move the puck quick enough. Something to look for tonight. Do they move the puck quicker? A couple of touch passes, get some shots more than that. Adam Henrique passed a shot up early on off the wing on the first shift of the hockey game. He tried to pass, thought he should have shot there.
There's 5-on-3 power play opportunities. Strangely enough, the Devils are 0 for 5 this season in that situation. They were so good for so long. Zidlitsky on the puck here, works it ahead. They pick up Martin Havlat. Dishes off to Elias, tries the return pass. Funneled back towards the point. Fraser gets rid of it. Gives to Zidlitsky, who shoots, and a save by Luongo. They jam up the loose puck. Elias trying to pang it home. Instead, it's jarred loose and taken by Barkov. Back come the Panthers. Jonathan Huberdeau over the line, works it across. Here's Peary shooting, and it's blocked away. Peary follow-up try is fired away wide. Peary again shoots. Save made by Kincaid, and he's got it.
Brandon Peary with all kinds of chances in front, too. In fact, Mark Fraser made a great defensive play blocking the shot. Here's the Devils and the Florida Panthers, and moments ago, the shot from Zidlitsky. See the battle in front. All the Panthers down low, Devils digging hard. Luongo was unable to corral Zidlitsky's shot originally, and then the other way, there's Brandon Peary with the nice shot from the left side. Keith Kincaid with a good save there.
Peary steps in to take the draw against Camilleri. This is one of the changes, the wrinkles for the Devils tonight. Camilleri still in a center role. Jaromir Jagr is his line mate. A little bit more balance here, and I don't know that you can clearly define lines 1, 2, and 3 the way they're set up here tonight. Camilleri under pressure here from UC Jokinen. Peter Harold on the puck, tries to bank it away, and the Devils work this out to center. Camilleri, nice job to control and dish off here to Dinas Zubris. Puts the brakes on and sends it back. Fraser to Harold. His wrist shot blocked away. Peter Harold continues on. Sent down low. Jagr at the side of the net. Deflected away. And the Panthers try to clear it out. Opening 6.5 minutes of a scoreless game. Under pressure here is Mitchell. He's the Panthers captain this season. Goodbranson on the opposite side. Mitchell at one time the 199th pick in the 1996 draft by New Jersey. Jágr takes here, gives to Camilleri, played across, Green shoots, saved by Luongo, and the rebound cleared away.
Great shot by Andy Green. Luongo, quick reaction save.
They load it for Green again, this time the wrister off a stick and out of play. Face-off in the Florida zone when we come back.
We talked about the Devils needing better puck movement there. You see a couple of quick passes. Andy Green gets himself an opening and fires a shot. Luongo had to be real good there. Green's still looking for his first goal. You see Zubas parked in front, and Luongo had to come up big, but you like the puck movement. No hesitation. Jágr to Camilleri to Green. He finds that seam. Good scoring opportunity early on for the Devils.
And the face-off here is won clean by Josephson, but sent all the way back where Kincaid has it here. The Farmingville, Long Island native. He's seeking his second National Hockey League win. Sent the length of the ice. Kulikov back. It's icing against New Jersey.
There's one of the young guns we've talked about for this Florida Panther team, Alexander Barkov, and he's been on fire lately. Last 10 games, 10 points you see there. Only 15 on the season, more of a playmaker, just 5 goals. But they say the potential for this young man, big, strong, vision, can do a lot of good things. He's a big part of this future, and he's really started to come on as of late, Steve.
He's got John Madden as one of his coaches as we see Ruutu try to bust through and make something happen. It's broken up by the Panthers, and I say that because they're raving about him defensively too, Dano, and he's got the scoring acumen, as you mentioned. He's only 19. They view him as a Selke Trophy candidate someday, and maybe sooner rather than later. Taken here by Adam Henrique over the line. Tries to shoot, and that's blocked away. Controlled here. That's center ice by Zidlitsky. Here's Marek Zidlitsky. One-handed pass. Got it to Henrique, who darts behind goal. Works it away from Ekblad. Gomez tied up deep in the Florida end. Scott Gomez works the puck free. It's taken here by Bernier. On the West Coast trip, Steve Bernier played with Henrique and Gomez, and the results were impressive. He scored 3 times in 3 games.
You see tough work along the wall. Bernier's always there.
Taken down low, taken by Henrique, and a shot that wouldn't go. Bernier, the net front presence there. Loose puck gathered up. Thomas Fleischmann is back the other way. He shoots, and the save by Kincaid. Been impressed with how Kincaid has handled the inactivity and how sharp he's come back each and every time.
That's something so important for your backup goaltender. You're going to have long layoffs. You got to be mentally prepared, and he has been. See him making some saves. I like his confidence too, Steve. I mean, he comes out challenged by. He seems so excited when you see him before a game, fired up to be in the lineup, and he knows this is a great opportunity for him. He realizes this is Corey Schneider's net, but they're going to need him. You need 2 good goaltenders, and Kincaid has provided some real good goaltending. And early on in this game as well, I want to go back to Barkov. A comparison would be Kopitar. If he can develop into that type of player, boy, would the Florida Panthers have a good one because of his good two-way play, size, and strength.
That's one of the elite guys in the league. Shot here by Dave Bolland is fired away off glass. In the corner, taken here. Zajac able to deny the pass by the Panthers, but Florida able to keep the Devils hemmed in. One-time Islander Sean Bergenheim battling for the puck, and Fleischmann able to take it back. Centering try. Bolland got a shot away, and Kincaid makes the big save in front on the former Cup-winning hero of the Chicago Blackhawks, Dave Bolland.
That was spectacular.
Zajac dishes on. Pass for Havlat is broken up.
And that was a bang-bang play, Steve. He got the right pad out. It looked like Bolland was going to bury that puck. Sure, we'll get a look at that. Kincaid very good early on here.
And just to reiterate, this is, and a lot of guys go through this, I understand, it's the first time in his life, he was telling us, he's been a number 2 goaltender. That shot is hammered off the glass behind Luongo. Puck taken here in the corner. Here's Dinas Zubras, able to cycle this for Jágr. Comes out with it. Jágr shoots, scores! Jaromir Jágr! A 5-game point drought for Jágr comes to an end in blistering fashion.
Well, this is all from Keith Kincaid making a huge save at one end. What a change of momentum. Devils come back the other way. And here's the original save off of Bolland right in front. who has only 1 goal on the season. Devils get it in the Panthers' end. Zubris brings it to Jagr in the left corner. He just steps out to the middle, finds himself with some time, and he snaps it past Roberto Luongo's glove to give the Devils a lead. But this all materializes and it happens because of Keith Kincaid's big save on David Bolland.
There were 2 rather quiet games from 68 coming out of the All-Star break. He makes noise here, and the Devils with the lead midway through period 1. Holding the zone, Peter Harold, puck taken away by Florida, and they dart in. The power move in front, swept away, and the follow-up try by Jokinen is stopped by Kincaid. Bjugstad with the strong move for Florida, and he's the man who gloves it down again. Puck taken away by Jagr, and worked across to Mark Fraser. Daina Zubris gets the primary assist on the goal by Jaromir Jagr, his 10th of the year. Picked up here by Elias. His shot is off Campbell's stick, and it deflects out of play. We'll step aside at the Rock. Jagr's goal as the Devils in front.
Look at the opening goal of this hockey game. The Florida Panthers get turned around a little bit, mixed up in their defensive zone coverage, leaving Jaromir Jagr all kinds of time to come out of the corner, and he snaps this puck over the glove of Roberto Luongo upstairs. Beautiful shot from Jaromir Jagr. He needed that, Steve. You talked about, he hasn't played in a while. His timing hasn't quite been there. He's in a 5-point scoring drought. Well, maybe that'll spark the Devils and Jaromir Jagr, because that was a beauty.
His first goal since the hat trick against the Flyers on January 3rd. Puck jarred loose, taken here by Barkov. Boys across to Huberdeau. 3-on-2 for the Panthers. Jonathan Huberdeau's shot blocked away by Marek Zidlitsky. Boys centering try, defended by Zidlitsky again. Mike Camilleri gets the second assist on that goal. And you saw Jagr continues to climb the all-time goal-scoring ladder. Now 2 behind Hall of Famer Phil Esposito. Here's Travis Zajac taking a loose puck and shooting wide. Zajac continues on, guides it back to the point where Larsson's got it. His shot redirected, and it's steered wide of Luongo's goal. Response here by the Devils after the Panthers had a couple of chances of their own, and it's taken here by Ruutu, knocked off his stick, and Zajac continues on.
I really like the way Adam Larsson able to get that puck through. I mean, there was just nowhere to go, and he kind of slides a step to his left, gets the puck toward the net. So important for a defenseman to get it through. He does that very well.
Here's Larsson playing it ahead. Jordan Tutu's pass intercepted by Scotty Upshaw. Sealed off by Larsson again. He let up at just the right time. Taken here by Tutu, who banks it away, but this goes into the Devils bench for a stoppage in play. Time now for the Cadillac trivia question. We're hitting you early tonight. Nick Bjugstad of Florida was the 2010 winner of Minnesota's Mr. Hockey Award for Most Outstanding High School Senior. Which member of the Devils' 1995 Stanley Cup team was the first winner of this award?
We got a few real good Minnesota hockey players go through this organization. I got an idea, I think, on this one.
I have a guess. Kulikov has the puck. Drops it back to the point. Upshaw now for Florida. Redirected and taken here by Tuomo Ruutu. Under 8 minutes to go. First period of play. Devils with the 1-0 lead. Jagr's 715th National Hockey League goal. Peter Harold works this away for the Devils. Got by the stick of Bernier. Icing is waved off. Here's Adam Henrique in the corner. Alex Petrovic, 22-year-old rookie defenseman. Just recalled from the minors this week. There to deal with him, Zidlitsky. Punches it ahead. Luongo will play the puck. No icing again. Here's Petrovic with Gomez on him. Scott Gomez trying to jar the puck loose. Taken here by Henrique. Centering try. Trickles all the way back, and it's taken by Zidlitsky. Henrique's pass gloved down by Gomez. He spent some time with the Florida Panthers. Some wondered if that would be it for him. Clearly it was not. Bernier back to Gomez again. Played down low. Here's Steve Bernier. Checked off the puck by Kulikov.
There'll be a penalty here to the Florida Panthers. Kulikov for the hook on Steve Bernier. Devils going to the power play. Again, Kulikov not happy with it, similar to Camilleri. But you see behind the net here, gets his stick between Bernier's legs. And, well, he may have a little bit of a point there. I mean, they're battling a little bit here, but, you know, when you get that stick in between the legs of players and impede their progress, they seem to call it, don't they?
This is
not much leeway.
No, as Peter Harold learned last night, off the draw, it's taken here by Elias and worked across. Taken by Zajac, worked down low, and Martin Havlat gives here to Elias. Back to the point. Zidlitsky shoots. That's blocked away by Goodbranson in front. Boland will send this the length of the ice. Kulikov for hooking at 13-10, the Devils' first power play of the evening. The 5-on-3 chance that they had last night, their only power play of the night, technically 0 for 2, but it all came in that 2-minute span. Here's Havlat on the puck for New Jersey. Zidlitsky broken up at center by Fleischmann, and 2-2 will play this back. 2-2 on the power play. We've seen that for the second time now in the span of a week. Havlat dishes across. Zajac collects. Devils look to set up here. Still 1:10 to go in the man advantage. Elias can't control. Zidlitsky holds the zone, but Goodbranson will pound it the length of the ice.
Devils having a little trouble corralling the puck. Bouncing, couple of bad passes, and really tough to get any motion and fluid continuity with guys coming up the ice, so they'll look to regroup here with a line change.
Personnel, all 5 changed, and Gomez works it across to Steve Bernier. Here's Scott Gomez in the corner. Will work it back. John Merrill on the puck. Here's Gomez on the half wall down low. Bernier shoots. No! What a setup! Mike Camilleri with the finish. Off the gorgeous feed from Bernier, and it's 2-0.
Steve Bernier continues to impress. And Mike Camilleri with the laser beam shot rips it past Roberto Luongo. Devils power play had nothing going on with the first unit, but the second guys come on. And they waste no time. Merrill just gets it down low to Scotty Gomez. How often do we see the forward set up right by the goal post there, the big forwards like a Bernier on a lot of teams. And what a backhand pass between his legs. He knew exactly where Mike Camilleri was. Gets it past Brian Campbell. No chance for Roberto Luongo. Devils take the lead 2-0.
Well, this is what the doctor ordered. For Camilleri, his team-leading 16th goal. So many of the Devils' top 6 forwards really rendered off the score sheet over the last 2 nights, and big goals here early on in the opening 15 minutes. Bjugstad now trying to fight off Jágr, who takes the puck away. Jágr centering try, looking for the redirect in front, and Brandon Peary will work it away. Give the assist to Bernier and Gomez at 14:37 on the power play goal by Camilleri. Here's Jágr out of his own end again for the Devils. Pass too far, and Peary now back the other way. Jussi Jokinen works it across. Peary trying to find the handle but couldn't control, and Kincaid will cover up. 4.5 to go in the opening period. The Devils strike first and second.
Camilleri reunited with Jaromir Jágr on a line, and they produce the game's first goal. And then Camilleri scores on the power play, so he's going to be our guest right outside the Devils dressing room in the GMC intermission report. Plus John McClain. We'll see you coming up in 4.5 minutes, guys.
Thank you very much, Deb. Camilleri long-term for the center position, or you think we're just seeing it at this little pocket of time, Kenny?
I think they're just testing it out from circumstances. You know, down the middle, still trying to find the right combinations, but he scores a goal there. So I don't know if it's going to be long-term, Steve, but I think Mike Camilleri with his skill level can play anywhere. I'm not sure he's probably more comfortable on the wing, but with his hockey sense, probably can play the middle for an extended period of time.
Collected here by the winger for Florida, Jonathan Huberdeau, and Kincaid dishes off for Andy Green. Here's Martin Havlat, works it ahead. Patrick Elias makes his way to center. Here's Andy Green, nifty move into the Florida zone and takes it in deep. Elias tied up behind the net, but Zajac takes the puck, guides it back to Adam Larsson. His shot redirected, and that's kicked out by Luongo.
Again, Adam Larsson
Eliash at the doorstep, and Luongo is there again to make the stop.
Both Larson and Green, just quick wrist shots, don't have to wind up, take the big blast. We know everybody, every team, every player is so good at blocking shots, getting in lanes. They just get that quick wrist shot, redirections in front, and both Larson and Green do it extremely well there. A couple of good chances for the Devils on that shift.
Larson was telling Stan Fischler after he had a big game-tying goal this week, he wishes he had a better slap shot, but he does get pucks to the net. That's not been a shortcoming in his game. Glove down here. Gomez works it across. Here's Henrique shooting, and he fired that high behind Luongo. And the Panthers break out. Here's Bolin, who sends it in deep. Al Clutch indeed. 17 career playoff goals in 67 career playoff games. Zidlitsky works it across. Bernier's shot blocked away by Mitchell and sent back in deep. It rides the shelf for Zidlitsky. Tries to stick handle away from Goodbranson. Knocked down is Marek Zidlitsky. And the Panthers will work it ahead. Not out of the zone, though, and it's taken here by Bolin, who sends it to center. Under 3 minutes to go. Opening period of a 2-0 game. Here's Camilleri, one of the goal scorers for New Jersey. He'll buy some time as the Devils complete the change, and now Harrell plays it ahead. Bouncing puck, Camilleri overskated that. Sean Thornton, the ex-Boston Bruin, works it out to center. Only recently returned from a groin injury, the very physical 6'2" forward. Here's Fraser. Speaking of physical, ties up his man, and we get a stoppage in play and a penalty. It's a hold.
What did he get here? Is it Thornton? Is it Fraser?
The crowd is awfully quiet. That's an indication usually, but let's see.
Well, they're both 32 for Fraser, 22 for Thornton. And in fact, he's going to the penalty box. Devils back in the power play was so delayed, we weren't sure who they were calling. Fraser and Thornton both went into the corner. I was looking more there, right there. Boy, that's a touchy call in my opinion, but I was looking more to see if Thornton wanted to spark his Florida Panthers, and in fact, Mark Fraser, one of the toughest New Jersey Devils, if these two guys were going to get involved.
2-2 on the power play. It's the Devils' second opportunity of the night. Travis Zajac tries to work it down low. Havlat winds it around to the stick of Eliash. Patrick Eliash bothered along the near boards, tried to funnel it in deep, taken away by Jokinen and clear.
Steve, we talk about not much leeway as far as the holding, especially in the offensive zone, it seems. That was a little ticky-tack call in my opinion, but the Devils will take it. Now they got to take advantage of it.
And fluttered into the Panthers' end. They try to chop it out of the zone. There's 2-2 trying to hold the zone. Nursed back to the point by Havlat and played across. Here's Zajac working the point on the power play. Gets by his man, down low, Havlat, and he dishes off for Eliash. Here's Patrick Eliash, comes off the wall with it. Looks at his options and holds. Down low, looking for Havlat. Broken up by the Panthers. Larson able to work his way to the other side to keep this alive. Just under a minute to go in the Devils' man advantage. Eliash works it back. Gets it back from Larson. Here's Patrick Eliash holding at the circle. Centering try. 2-2 trying to pull the trigger. He was bothered just enough. Zajac back to Larson. Wrist shot fired at Luongo. He fought that off high. Big stop by Roberto Luongo, but the Devils keep the pressure on. Here's Havlat behind the net. Dishes off. Eliash to Larson. Shoot save made by Luongo. It's still loose. Jamming at it is Zajac. Taken here by 2-2 instead. Work back to Larson again. Eliash now holds. 20 seconds to go. Tried to load the gun for 2-2. He fanned on the shot, and the big clear by the Panthers.
We talked about Adam Larson saying wishes he had a harder slap shot. He took a pretty good one-timer there, and that's something that can be worked on. But you see, he was the lone defenseman back there showing how much they think of Adam Larson's play lately. The coaches have a lot of confidence in him.
Yager with a shot on Luongo, and that's blocked away in front. Still loose. Another try. Zubras jamming at it at the side of the net. Now we get the whistle, and the puck apparently never did cross the line.
See, Dinas Zubras loses his helmet in front of the Panthers net, paying the price, digging and trying to poke that puck in past Luongo. There's the initial shot, and there's Zubras chops at it. See it sitting there in the blue paint in the crease. And then it's gloved out of the way by Kulikov. Whistle was already blown, but I like the desperation from Zubris in front there. You see him poking at the puck. Looked like Luongo had it at first, and that's when the referees blew the whistle. But that's the hunger. That's the determination the Devils need at all times around the opposition's net. We saw out west some of that when they scored 5 goals against the Kings. That was also against the San Jose Sharks.
Devils win the draw back, but this is sent the length of the ice. There were 3 shots on that New Jersey power play. It was a good power play. But with 5 seconds to go in the period, New Jersey will settle for the 2-goal lead after 1 at the Rock. They outshoot the Panthers 10-5 on the GMC First Intermission Report. Deb, Johnny Mac, and we're expecting 23 too.
The New Jersey Devils Intermission Report is presented by GMC. Visit the pros at your nearest GMC dealer and test drive an 8-passenger 2015 Acadia. GMC, we are professional grade.
Skate down to Prudential Center after class for the Devils' 2014-15 college nights. Upcoming games include February 3rd versus the Ottawa Senators. Tickets are available with a valid student ID at a special price. To purchase tickets, visit NewJerseyDevils.com/college or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. Second period set to begin. The Devils have scored twice on the man who is now the winningest active goaltender in the National Hockey League. I'll give you a bit of a caveat with that because Martin Brodeur technically has not filed retirement papers. He did announce his retirement on Thursday. Luongo, though, now the leader at .391. Evgeny Nabokov, .353. Henrik Lundqvist, .332. Ryan Miller won last night for .318. So did Marc-Andre Fleury for .311. He is the youngest of that group. But every time we crunch those numbers, it just reinforces that your former teammate had some numbers that appear unbreakable.
Yeah, it looks like, well, not the guys Roberto Luongo, as good of a career as he's had. You mentioned he's 35 years old. Marty Brodeur to have close to 700 wins is remarkable. Marc-Andre Fleury, still young, will he get a lot more wins, I'm sure, but that's a pretty tough number. I'm not sure anybody's going to break that, Steve, in the near future.
691 for Martin Brodeur. His intention is to never play again. That's the key word. It is intention. If someone gets hurt, well, let's see if there's another chapter to this.
Heck, if the Devils went down 4 or 5 defensemen and called me, I'd go out there.
We know
Not
that.
very effectively, but I would go out there. My heart still has it.
Just look forward to March 7th.
There you go. That'll bring me back to reality. Moving a little bit slower.
I'm starting to hear rumors of guys now feeling the pressure to get in shape for that event. Let's see how this shakes out. Second period gets underway here at the Rock, and Adam Larson is wallpapered to start the period by Jonathan Huberdeau. Puck jarred loose, taken here by Patrick Elias, and worked ahead. Too far for Martin Havlat, and 20 seconds in, the Devils guilty of icing the puck.
Just a touch on that, Steve. I think Johnny Mack, our Cohart, is doing some closet working out. Let's get back to these Devils. Steve Bernier, you saw that fantastic pass between his legs, and he seems to really set himself up on the right side on the power play, right by the goalpost, as so many big, strong power forwards do. And Steve Bernier, let's not forget, was a first-round pick in 2003. Took him a little longer to fill his potential, but boy, he's showing some nice creativity, nice hands, isn't he, this last month of the year?
It's been production from him that's been very much needed during this stretch. Here come the Panthers again. Huberdeau gets a shot away. It's held by Kincaid. He juggles and now has control. Tonight's upcoming schedule is brought to you by Lexus. The homestand with 2 games left. Devils Senators here, 7 o'clock on MSG+. Devils Maple Leafs Friday. That concludes the 5 at home. And then the quick turnaround. What a tough assignment that is. We'll be live from the Bell Center in Montreal 1 week from tonight. Eric Branson sends this in deep. Tracked down here by Sean Bergenheim. Veteran winger from Finland jars it loose, and it comes instead to Adam Henrique, who lifts it away. Here's Bernier, who throttles this one in. Goodbranson, the core of that Florida defense. He's a big part of it now and likely for a long time to come. Former high draft pick when Pete DeBoer was coaching Florida. This is worked across. Bergenheim got a shot away. It got to Kincaid and swept away into the corner. Here's Fleischman playing it back. Goodbranson sends it towards goal. Kincaid takes no chances and covers the loose puck. Remember the cold spell? It ended in the first period, but these were the cold hard numbers of the last two games. Devils forwards, they had 1 goal, Bernier, 2 assists, Havlat and Elias. There were no points for the rest. 7 forwards without a shot versus Pittsburgh. That first period, I would imagine, did wonders for their spirit.
Oh, it's good to see the first 20 minutes anyway. The puck movement, the creativity, some shots on goal, and a couple of goals that went in to give them a 2-0 lead. You're going to have nights like that, but you don't want it to carry over and snowball. And the Devils, in the first 20 minutes here against the Panthers, much better than they were the last couple of nights against Toronto and Pittsburgh.
Mark Fraser winds this around the boards. Puck taken here by the Panthers and sent right back in by Pirri. Here's Fraser to the stick of Peter Harold. Devils work it ahead and collected here by Camilleri. Power play goal from Mike Camilleri, extending the Devils' lead back in the first. Loose puck in the Florida zone. Camilleri able to guide this back to the point. Here's Fraser. Tried to wrist one forward, but taken away by Florida. Pirri acquired in a trade from the Blackhawks last season, wearing number 73, second-round pick of Chicago back in '09. He's got a top 6 role on this Florida team. Played ahead, and Zubris will gather this at center. Camilleri able to work this away from Derek McKenzie, but got only so far as Campbell fires it right back in. Opening 2.5 minutes of the period. Devils with the 2-goal lead. Here's McKenzie guiding it back. Aaron Ekblad, wrist shot. Kincaid is there, and he holds on.
Kincaid makes the save there, able to control the rebound. There's Johnny Madden, my former teammate. Special bond with him as well. Won a couple of cups in 2000, 2003. And we talked about all the young talent. I talked to Johnny Madden before the game today. He's excited about this team, but these young kids, when they're drafting high, when they weren't successful, a lot of offensive skill. You mentioned it, touched on it as well, Steve. Johnny Madden can lend them so much experience. The other parts of the game, play away from the puck. We know Johnny scored some big goals as well, but just to really think the game. And we used to call him Grumpy here once in a while. He's just an ornery guy. He's such a fun-loving guy off the rink, but you liked him to be grumpy on the ice. Boy, was he a good New Jersey Devil, and so instrumental in the 2 cups here. Had a great career for the Devils.
Ekblad shot, redirected. Boy's trying to find the handle. We like the grumpiness because we always got a direct answer out of John. Win, lose, or draw when it was all done. Elias' shot is blocked away. Havlat fighting for the loose puck. He is an assistant on these Florida Panthers, John Madden. Wonder if he'll be a head coach someday. The only Selke Trophy winner in Devils history is the man who used to wear 11. Larson able to punch this ahead. Huberdeau at center ice. Now has to fight Martin Havlat for it, and taken here by the Devils again. Here's Travis Zajac over the Florida line. Lost his edge, and the puck taken away by Boys. Dave Boland over the line for Florida. Shoots, and that's blocked away by Green. Bouncing puck. Green under pressure at the side of the net, and that's swept away and punched out of the zone by Henrique. Gomez works it across. He's got Bernier, who shovels in. Henrique has to battle Erik Goodbranson for the puck. Bernier deep in the zone. Willie Mitchell there for Florida as well. Thomas Fleischman digging for it. Bernier is sent throttled to the ice by the Panthers captain Mitchell as this caroms out of the zone.
You mentioned Johnny Madden about whether he's going to be a head coach, and if you want my educated guess, I think he has all the tools with a little more experience that he will get that opportunity. And here's one of the young guys. I know Johnny Madden was a forward, but still can lend his experience. The #1 overall pick in 2014, and what a start to his career Aaron Ekblad has had. Just his poise defensively. He started a little slow. Johnny Mac mentioned the open, but it is remarkable what he is doing for an 18-year-old defenseman. Much more difficult than a forward to break in, and second on the team in scoring. And he's shown a lot of poise in his own end. Big and strong kid. Very mature. Johnny Madden said very coachable.
Taken here by Zidlitsky and played. Centering try, and that's broken up by Willie Mitchell. Only 3 guys in the National Hockey League currently drafted first overall as a defenseman. Taken over the line, offside here. One of them is Chris Phillips, the other Erik Johnson, and then there's Aaron Ekblad, the #1 pick in 2014. He doesn't turn 19 until next Saturday. Last week, he became the youngest to play in the NHL All-Star Game as a defenseman since Detroit's Larry Hillman in 1955. Stan Fischler, you can fill in blanks in the second intermission. And with each passing game, the Panthers' decision to make him the top pick just seems to be reinforced. I know you're not the most likely guy to give an objective answer, but it is the toughest position at 18, I would imagine,
It really
the master.
is. You ask any coach, scouts, general managers to learn the position.
Zubras works it across, and Camilleri on the puck here. Jágr avoids a hit. Centering try, looking for Camilleri in front, but broken up.
There's just so much responsibility, Steve, on the defenseman, as well as a centerman, a young centerman coming in.
Quick shot fired wide and taken here by the Panthers. Sent back to Dmitry Kulikov, and his shot blocked away. They tie up Jokinen. Bjugstad guided it back, but it split the D-men there, and the Panthers retreat.
Well, you know the Panthers are going to come out and try to put some pressure on the Devils. Devils doing a good job blocking out Florida in their end and blocking shots as well.
Kulikov firing in again, and that deflects off the Devil as Larson takes this. Adam Larson, drafted 4th overall by New Jersey. Picked up here at center ice. Ekblad denies the Devils their momentum, and it's lifted back in by Fraser. Opening 5.5 minutes of the second period. Devils trying to start this homestand 2-0-1. Thornton over the line here. Shovels one in front, collected by Andy Green. So smoothly does Green start the breakout. And it's taken here by Tutu, who punches in. Campbell quickly back the other way for the Panthers and worked across to Sean Thornton. Fires in, sticked aside by Keith Kincaid. Second straight night, Devils getting a strong goaltending performance by their man. Last night, Corey Schneider, 41 saves. Tonight, Kincaid has stopped all 9 that he's seen. Steered into the zone by Barkov, but out of play. We'll step aside. 13:42 to go. Second period. The Devils continue to lead 2-0.
This Florida Panther team has a bright future ahead of them with the young guys. There's Aaron Ekblad, 18-year-old defenseman using the reach. Love the poise there. Bjugstad, their leading goal scorer, only 22 years old. Look at the power move there and a great shot. And then Jonathan Huberdeau upstairs, soft hands. I mean, what a future for this team. And there Ekblad happens to pass that puck to Barkov, the #3 overall pick a year ago after Ekblad, shall I say. And those are just the reasons, 4 of the reasons. Throw in Goodbranson, why the Florida Panthers continue to improve, and all these guys are developing, Steve. It's not taking them all that long. They're on pace to continue to get better and better, and we keep marveling over Ekblad at 18. He's such a mature guy and developing so well, probably earlier than some expect.
They took so long to settle the goaltending issue in Florida, and they did the right thing. They brought Luongo back, but he is 35, and you do wonder about that window. By the time they're really ready to win, is Luongo still going to be a player at the top of his game? This is lifted away, deflected out of play. Face-off will come outside the Devils zone.
You want to see how good Aaron Ekblad has been so far this season. Look at some other 18-year-old defensemen. Phil Housley also played here in New Jersey, 82-83, 66 points. That's when the game was a little more open, but Phil Housley, that is an impressive stat. And oh yeah, by the way, maybe the greatest of all time on the back end, Bobby Orr right there. Aaron Ekblad's going to have his work cut out for him, but already has 27 points on, or 28 points on the season.
Fleischman came in front with a neat move, but he fired the puck wide. And that shot deflected away into the corner.
Do I think he's going to catch Housley? Maybe not, but what a start to his career. And this guy is one of those stud defensemen that looks like he's going to be around for a long time, that every team covets.
Saw that Bobby Orr total of 41 points. 4 years later, he would collect 102 assists in a single season for the Boston Bruins. That was 70-71. Just amazing numbers you crunch whenever you look at Bobby Orr. He was plus 124 that year. Incredible stuff. Here's Luongo behind the net. Giving here to Willie Mitchell. Jágr going for the intercept. Got by him, and it's taken by Henrique instead. And it's dropped back to Peter Harold. Harold firing in. Here's Mitchell on the puck for Florida. Gets rid of it quickly. Worked ahead. Now punched back to the point. That shot by Harold is hammered away wide. Taken away by Camilleri. Trying to thread the needle for Jágr in front, but that's broken up. Shoveled ahead by Goodbranson. Good pressure by this unit for New Jersey as Bjugstad works it away. Back come the Devils again. Camilleri works it across. Too hot to handle for the cutting Jágr as it's steered behind the net. Guinness Zubris trying to tie up Peary. He glared at the ref looking for a penalty call, but we play on. Bjugstad for Florida. Able to gain the zone. Nick Bjugstad on a backhand tries to throw it in front for Peary, and that's broken up. Jágr tried to clear the zone. Instead, Bjugstad works it across. Here's Petrovic with a shot redirected. It went wide. Picked up by Fraser and sent out of harm's way. And out of play, it deflects. Mumps and about with the flu behind him. Jaromir Jágr was believed to still be finding his game when he arrived here tonight. Since becoming the oldest NHL player to record a hat-trick January 3rd, he was scoreless in 5 games. He, Gomez, and Henrique kept off the score sheet for a second straight game last night. The Devils tinkered with things a little bit, and it's paid off for him here this evening.
Good to see Jaromir Jágr back on the board. In fact, the two big guns, Mike Camilleri with the other goal. We know the Devils, if they're going to score and if they're going to continue to accumulate points, you need your big guns going. Camilleri and Jágr so far tonight with terrific shots for the 2-0 lead Devils.
Elias tries to work it out of the zone. Petrovic able to take the puck, sends it into the corner. Boys hit by Andy Green, and now goes back at Green. Approaching the midway mark of period 2 and regulation time. 2-0 Devils. Petrovic able to send it back in. Here's Boys on a backhand. Tries to throw it in front. Broken up by Green. Not out of the zone as Kulikov's got it. Plays it back. Here's Barkov with the shot. Blocked in front by Elias. Another try. Pad save. The shot by Petrovic. Sent back the other way by Kincaid. And now Martin Havlat on the puck for New Jersey. Here's Havlat. Works it over the line. Broken up. And Petrovic will bank it away. Too far for the cutting Thornton. A little topsy-turvy out there now as Havlat works it across. Gives here to Josephson. Jacob Josephson works on Kulikov. Guides it back to the point. Sidlitsky fires. Cracks it off the backboard. Picked up here by the Panthers. And taken here by Upshaw. Batted out of midair. He's met by John Merrill. And we get a stoppage in play. The Panthers are offside. 9:49 to go in the second.
Hey guys, well, you know, you guys have been talking about it's been a great response by the Devils here. You know, we talked about the other night that they weren't supporting the puck. They're supporting the puck everywhere tonight. They're frustrating these young Florida Panthers. They've had a lot of turnovers. The positioning's been great. Their sticks have been great. So, you know what? So far, so good halfway through the game, and they keep it going. They should be able to put this one in the books.
John, can you expand just a bit on supporting the puck? Where does that come from?
Well, that's just the second man's in there. They're getting the first man in, then you get the second man in behind him. They were a little late on that the other night against Pittsburgh, and tonight everybody's working in, you know, unison.
Thank you, Johnny Mack. Ice side, 2-0 Devils continue to lead. They have been outshot 5-0 here in the second period. That's Upshaw who took a puck high off the side of the head. The veteran Scotty Upshaw slowly to the Florida bench.
Oh, that stings, especially when you get it up near the ear there, Steve. And Scotty Upshaw with the errant puck. You see right here, Mark Fraser just trying to clear, and that catches Scotty Upshaw right in the side of the head, ear area. That doesn't feel good. See him there take the helmet off. Hopefully he's okay for the Panthers.
Man who's been around the block. Ex-Nashville Predator, Philadelphia Flyer, Phoenix Coyote, Columbus Blue Jacket, Scotty Upshaw. Merrill to Henrique, and across for Zidlitsky, who gets his legs moving. Marek Zidlitsky busts into the zone, sends it in deep. Here's Henrique battling Ekblad for the puck. got some help. The puck out of play. Now the Devils are arguing delay of game here. Let's see if they get the call. Was it off a Florida stick or was it deflected?
They're going to have a little powwow, I think, the linesmen and referees here. You saw him put up his hands. Hang on, fellas, we'll get this straight.
Brad Watson, Justin St. Pierre are the referees. Derek Nansen, Jay Schauer is the linesman.
Here's the replay. Let's take a look. That didn't look like it hit anybody unless it got a piece of Steve Bernier, but from that angle, it didn't look like it. No, in fact, I think this might be a penalty. They saw that Steve Bernier was kind of blocking it out. Maybe the rest of them doesn't look like they're going to give him one, but it could have been for sure. I think because of Bernier's body position, they couldn't really see it. Ekblad was, and the puck was kind of in front of Bernier's body and shot that puck out, but that, in fact, should have been a delay of game.
Now, I'm wondering, because the face-off is going to be in the Florida end, if they're saying it might have deflected off something else first other than a Devils player.
I think they're kind of going halfway here.
Off the draw, Zidlitsky sends it behind the net. Taken here by Gomez. Works it back to Zidlitsky at the point. He looks for a lane, shoots, that's blocked away. Devils trying to find the handle on the loose puck, swept into the corner, and Henrique is on it again. Adam Henrique keeps it alive. Here's Gomez in the corner. Scott Gomez looking for Bernier behind goal, and the Panthers will get a clear here. This will be icing against Florida with 8:43 to go in the period.
One of the young guns for the Florida Panthers we were talking about, leads the team in goals and points, and that's 22-year-old Nick Bjugstad. You heard Johnny Mack at the start of this game talking about his father as a shooting clinic, and this guy can really rip the puck. He's a big, strong man, power forward. He's only going to get better. And when you have a centerman with his size and his shot and strength, that's only good things in the future for the Panthers.
A lot of fans are saying, as this is sent across to Zidlitsky, even if you watch every game, you still learn something new every game. Specialized clinics like that, shooting clinic, stick handling clinic. Just wonder how prevalent they are all throughout North America. And I don't have the foggiest idea, do you?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more of them than when I was a youngster. Certainly we used to go to hockey schools and that, but now it's more technical on different aspects, and it can help a young kid.
Bergenheim on the move here for Florida. Defended away by Adam Larson. Here's Zubris now, works it ahead, drops it for Camilleri. Sent back in deep, and 2-2 is on the puck here in the corner. Puck jawed loose, taken away by Peary, who skates it away for Florida. Bjugstad will fire in. Peary throws it towards goal. Oh, Kincaid came out of goal. He got back in a nick of time as it's taken away by Ruutu. Keith Kincaid does handle the puck well.
We got a holding penalty.
Florida penalty, 36 hold.
Jussi Jokinen is going.
Devils will be going on the power play. Jussi Jokinen, you mentioned, Steve. He's the culprit here in the offensive zone. Those offensive zone penalties there you see on Ruutu. Just takes the left hand ever so slightly off his stick and holds up Ruutu right there in the midsection. The rest never seem to miss those. Players are hoping to get away with that. And the Devils go on the power play.
They get the draw back and take it here. Adam Larson on power play, gives here to Zajac. His shot blocked away in front. Hammered the length of the ice by Thomas Fleischmann. Jokinen for holding. Devils' third power play of the night as it's picked up here by Larson. Personnel for the Devils, Elias, Havlat, and 2-2 on this first wave of the power play with Zajac and Larson the point men. Got by the stick of Zajac and again sent the length of the ice. Uneventful first half minute to the Devils' man advantage.
That's the support Johnny Mack's talking about there. You see there's one Devil going in. They're not going with any flowing together, and there's nobody there to pick up a loose puck. Panthers able to clear a couple of times.
Lifted away. Camilleri trying to hold the zone. Trickled out to center. Devils will retreat. Camilleri.
If that smart, Steve, comes a little bit late, it's just enough for the other team, the opposition, to get a clear. So it's so important
Gomez busting into the zone, but there's an interference penalty coming up here, and Jágr knows right away it's him.
Yeah, Jaromir Jágr at the blue line. Gudbranson is interfered with, and we're going to have a 4-on-4 for 1 minute. You see right here at the blue line, the little pick, subtle pick, and Gudbranson goes down. Scotty Gomez able to walk around. Actually, he picked 2 guys at the same time. I'm showing Gudbranson, and Jaromir Jágr goes to the sin bin.
It's as much space as Scott Gomez has had since his signing with the Devils back.
Hey, if you can get away with that, it's a great move. You saw 2 Panthers he took out. They ended up colliding themselves.
Here's Ekblad. A lot of open ice out there now. Gomez and Merrill trying to get to the loose puck. That's ladled away by John Merrill. Worked it away from Peary. And Scott Gomez has this for the Devils. Nearly lost control of the puck as he went down. Now the giveaway, quick shot by Fleischmann is fired off the glass. 35 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and then an abbreviated Devils power play. Jágr for interference at 13:33. Gomez on the move here for the Devils. Works it across. Here's Henrique. He dropped it for Merrill. Couldn't get there. Now Huberdeau trying to make something of this. Jonathan Huberdeau looks for the trailer. That's Ekblad, whose shot is blocked away by Merrill.
Good play by John Merrill. After the Devils turned the puck at the blue line, he was caught. Got back in the lane, blocked a shot off of Ekblad's stick.
Barkov on the puck here for Florida. Able to guide it back to the point. Ekblad is on it and gives it across. Kulikov off a Devil's stick and out of play. 5.5 to go. A reminder, this spring, Broadway's biggest spectacular is at Radio City Music Hall. The New York Spring Spectacular stars the Rockettes. It's March 12th through May 3rd. Visit rockettes.com/spring.
Well, I want to go back because I really like to explain. I like what Johnny Mack says about the support, and sometimes people don't understand exactly what that means, and what it means. It's a split-second difference if you're a foot behind or half a step behind, where the first man just wants to go take the body, puck sits there, especially on the power play. You're able to pick up the loose puck, but the Devils were late on getting there, and that was an example of a couple of times where the support wasn't good enough. And the Florida Panthers easily cleared the puck out. Here's John Merrill right there. See the drop pass from Adam Henrique. Nobody home. Huberdeau makes a little move, but John Merrill gets back and makes a real good play because Ekblad was going to let that go and had a lot of space there to shoot that puck. So John Merrill makes a nice play, but that's a little something to get a little more analytical on that support, Steve, which wasn't there yesterday against the Pittsburgh Penguins whatsoever, although the Penguins were a half step quicker all over the ice. Devils don't have a shot this period. It doesn't seem they played as bad as you would think, having no shots with 5:26 left in the period, but they got to get something going offensively too.
It's the Panthers who called a timeout. They're on the power play now as Luongo leaves behind his cage for Bjugstad. Penalty killers for the Devils. Green and Larson, as you might expect. Travis Zajac on as well with Patrick Elias as Ekblad is able to dump in. Puck winds around off the stick of Kincaid, but Ekblad is there to take control. 18-year-old rookie defenseman Aaron Ekblad dishes off into the corner, and here's Barkov who's on it. The teenage power players for Florida played down low. Huberdeau able to hold. Centering try, loose in front, trying to jam it in. Huberdeau, it's under Keith Kincaid, who somehow makes the stop.
4 Devils in front, 4 Florida Panthers. Keith Kincaid on his backside, able to cover that loose puck up. Here's the gifted Huberdeau, goes down low to Barkov. You mentioned the 2 teenagers. Comes back to Huberdeau, and he looks to the rafters, goes, how did I not bury this puck? There's Kincaid down, and he's able to cover it up with his glove hand right there, and Huberdeau frustrated.
12 saves for Kincaid to this point in the hockey game. Bolin will take the draw. It's won back by Josephson. Devils have had a terrific night in the face-off circle so far as Luongo has it. Final seconds of the Panthers power play as Kulikov will send Campbell. Last rush with the man advantage. Here's Bolin streaking in. He shoots. And again, it's deflected out of play. Devils continue to fill the lane, and they continue to lead 2-0. We're back at the Rock. Cadillac Trivia question and answer time. What member of the Devils' 1995 Stanley Cup team was the first winner of Minnesota's Mr. Hockey Award? As a high school senior, you're looking at Nick Bukestad, who won the award himself. I'm going to go with that old gopher Tom Chorske. How about you?
I'm going to go way back a little bit. The 1980 Olympic gold medalist and Stanley Cup champion, the Devils 95, Neil Broten. Oh, come on.
And I begin my comeback.
You are good
this evening.
So that maybe they didn't have the award back then.
Now you might be onto something. We saw Paul Martin of the Penguins in the building last night. He was a recipient of that award not long ago. Just over 4 minutes to go. Second period, 2-0 game. And here's Jaromir Jagr at center, broken up. Bergenheim collecting the puck here for Florida. Bergenheim weaves his way across. Pass for Goodbranson, who sends it behind the net. Shot from the far side, guided away by Kincaid. It's loose at the side of the net, taken by the Devils, and Zubras has it. Players are tangled up, and there was Peter Harold who just grabbed Bergenheim by the back and said, get away from my goaltender, and at the opposite end, Luongo stops play.
I think it was coincidental contact. I'm not sure Bergenheim meant too much by it, but that's the right thing to do. They haven't scored a goal yet on Kincaid. You got to disrupt the goaltender. See Bergenheim, he was sort of pushed in by Peter Hill, but he didn't do anything to avoid contact. And frankly, I don't blame him, because you want to do something to get some offense going.
Behind the net, Tuomo Ruutu, hammered by Kulikov, puck taken away, and here's Petrovic. Played ahead, shot from the far side. Oh, kicked out by Keith Kincaid, who continues to be sharp. Rebound was there for the Panthers, but it's taken here at the point. That shot trickles wide of goal and collected again. Eric McKenzie crossing up there with Sean Thornton. Now Upshaw on the puck. These are the fourth liners for the Panthers, trying to get their team some momentum. That try, gloved by Kincaid, who holds on, and Kulikov just cocks his head back and says, is this what we're in for tonight? Introducing MSG Go, the only app that lets you watch MSG Network's coverage of live Knicks games anywhere. Download now at the App Store or Google Play. MSG Go is currently available to Optimum subscribers, so you should become one. 3:04 left, second period.
Good stuff.
Jokinen off the draw. Collected instead by Gomez, who gets it to center. Here's Henrique, dishes across. Bernier with a shot, and he fired that high.
Still no shots on goal. Bernier with a good opportunity there.
Peary on the puck, guides it back. Ekblad with a shot. Nervous anticipation of the building. They kind of know they're one bounce away here from having this cut to one. Gomez trying to track this down. Instead, Jokinen is on the puck. Tries to feed Peary. Panthers stay with it. Gomez with a nice hit on the far side. Puck taken away. Devils try to spring Adam Henrique. His power move, but he was defended well by Ekblad.
Well, there's that young 18-year Aaron Ekblad. He doesn't take a penalty either. And Adam Henrique had a step on him. Real good job with the stick to poke that puck away from Henrique.
Too far for Boys, taken here by Harold. Panthers are out shooting the Devils 10-0 in this second period. But look for that elusive first goal. Boys punches it down low. Taken here by Florida. Huberdeau tried to guide it back to the point. That's picked off instead by Elias. 3-on-2 for the Devils. Here's Elias looking for room. Throws it towards goal. Havlat was tied up by Goodbranson. Centering try for New Jersey. Taken instead by Huberdeau for Florida. Goodbranson is on the puck, and he'll fire in. That's deflected out of play. 1:35 to go in the second.
Still 10 shots on goal for the Devils. Some good saves from Keith Kincaid. He hasn't had to be spectacular, but he's been real sound. And I thought the Devils have done a pretty good job around him as well, making sure Florida's not getting second and third opportunities. So it's not all lost. In fact, the Devils, with 1:34 left in this period, have no shots on goal, but it's pretty remarkable, to say the least, that they have 0 right now in the second period.
Taken here by Zidlitsky for the Devils. Shot by Zubras is fired away wide. Linus Zubras with a golden opportunity to extend the lead. Camilleri delivers a big hit, trying to free up the puck, and Jágr trying to find the handle here. Instead, Panthers come up with it, and Bergenheim will dump in. Fleischmann keeps the puck moving. Bolin waiting for it on the opposite side. Now Bergenheim quickly on the puck. There's a player without a stick. That's John Merrill. Panthers got a shot away. Kincaid made the stop. Petrovic sends one in front. Collected by Zubris. Puck winds around. Not out of the zone. Kulikov firing again off his own teammate Bergenheim. It deflected. 45 to go. Peary on the puck. Guides it back. Here's Kulikov again. Dishes off for Peary. His shot. Big save made by Kincaid. Merrill pounces on the rebound and punches it away.
Keith Kincaid has been so good. I mean, that shot there came upon him so quick with the quick wrist shot. And he was able just to get a piece of that with his glove, but there was guys in front as well.
17 seconds to go in the period. At last check, Rangers with a 2-1 lead in their game at the Garden against Carolina tonight. And as Adam Henrique guides this back to Green, it's punched into the corner. A shot by Bernier. And that shot with about 2 seconds left. The Devils' first or second of the period.
A little sarcastic jeer from a couple of fans here, realizing that was the first shot on goal, but still thought the Devils were in control in their own end.
They're calling that the first shot of the second period for New Jersey. Hockey Night Live with the story around the NHL and the Mavens straight ahead. Welcome back to The Rock. Get your friends together and head to Prudential Center for a Devils game by purchasing a girls and guys night out package, which includes your ticket, a hot dog, either a beer or a soda. To purchase girls and guys night out ticket packages, visit NewJerseyDevils.com/nightout or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. Third period set to begin at Prudential Center. Keith Kincaid has stopped 17 Panther shots. The idea is to be better in all phases. The Devils have been much better on the defensive end. This is a team that allowed 43 shots yesterday, equaling the most that they've allowed this season. And then you see just 11 shots for as the third period begins.
Well, again, Devils not getting a lot of offensive zone time, but I thought they were in pretty good control in the second as far as in their own end. Yes, Keith Kincaid had to make a few good saves, but overall I thought the positioning real sound. And do they need to get more shots and more chances? Well, there's no doubt about it, but they're up 2-0 and they got to have a good, stronger third period here. Continue to play solid positionally in their end. Let Kincaid stop the first puck, clear rebounds. They did that in the second.
Adam Larson has played better than 15 minutes already. Travis Zajac better than 14 minutes to lead all Devils forwards, and it might be the theme here. Their best defensive players protecting this 2-0 lead. Puck comes out to center, picked up here by Zajac. It's a 3-on-2. Worked across. That shot by Elias, and he fired it over the crossbar. Off the feed from Andy Green. Patrick Elias, the elusive chase of 400 continues.
Well, good puck movement there by the Devils. And with a young team like Florida who's going to press, try to get some more chances, there's going to be opportunities if the Devils stay in position. They're going to get some outnumbered situations. You saw it there, a 3-on-2 to start this period in the third.
Shoveled into the corner by Roberto Luongo. Eric Branson tied up by Adam Henrique, and the puck taken away. Here's big Nick Bjugstad, all 6'6" of him, motoring into the Devils' end, and now sends it in deep. Behind the net, taken here. Jokinen works the puck free, and now Bjugstad. The 22-year-old Mr. Hockey in Minnesota, centering try, taken away. Henrique tries to find the handle instead. Petrovic able to keep the Devils pinned in. Kulikov is hammered by Bernier. Taken here by Zidlitsky, who gives to Bernier, who chips it out of the zone.
Steve Bernier doing everything. That was a big, solid hit on Kulikov, who's a big, strong man himself.
Right back on the offensive, Florida. Peary sends it in deep. Kulikov nurses it back. Now Petrovic into the corner. They work it back towards the point, but nobody home, and the Panthers will have to retreat.
Again, liking the patience from the Devils in their defensive zone. Forwards, all 5 guys staying in position, not giving any lanes for the Panthers to make easy passes.
Peter Harold in his own end. Puck swept away from him. Fleischmann tries to work it for Florida. Camilleri able to chip it out to center where Goodbranson is on the puck. This is a Panthers team that snapped a 5-game winless streak Thursday with a victory over Columbus, trailing by 2 here. And this is the game recap brought to you by Tri-Honda dealers. Jágr, the 715th goal of his NHL career. Camilleri scored on a power play. He has an assist as well. Steve Bernier, 5 points now in his last 6.
Well, the two big guns, Camilleri and Jágr, with the goals. Devils are going to need that from these guys. And Steve Bernier continues his fine play and getting more offensive game by game.
Sent into the Devils' end and collected by Bergenheim. Icing is waved off as Adam Larsson is on the puck. Loose puck gathered up by Camilleri. Gets ahead of steam going and into the Florida zone. Able to lay it off for Jágr and broken up by Bolin. Back come the Panthers as Bergenheim darts into the Devils' end. He was at the tail end of his shift and now flying off the bench. Florida Panthers try to still make something of this. Derek McKenzie and Upshaw now streaking down the right side. Taken here. That shot by Upshaw, saved by Keith Kincaid and taken away by New Jersey. 3-on-2 the other way. Here's 2-2 shooting one, and it's wide of Luongo's cage. Peter Harold fires this right back in. Opening 3.5 minutes of the third. Devils trying for their second win in 3 to start the homestand here. Ruutu able to send it behind goal. Jordan Tootoo now tied up by Ekblad. 2-2 to Josephson. Tried to pull the trigger. Sean Thornton had enough of him to break it up. Got it back to the point. And now Fraser sends it back in deep. Jonathan Huberdeau for the Florida Panthers. Able to work it free. And now Barkov across. Here's Huberdeau over the line. Winds it around and Barkov waiting for it. The 19-year-old Finns reverses course. Gives here to Huberdeau. Peter Harold staying close to him. Elias trying to take control in his own end. Brad Boyes comes up with the puck. That's blocked away by Zajac, who has it for the Devils, and it's worked across to Fraser. Steered in by Havlat. Off the stick of Roberto Luongo. Panthers team that allowed 22 goals in that 5-game slide before Luongo, with a 31-save performance the other night, helped them get back on track.
Devils making it very difficult for Florida to get any flow through the neutral zone, doing a real good job.
Henrique now shoots and a save by Luongo. Off the setup from Gomez, sends that towards goal, trickled away, and now Zidlitsky firing off Bjugstad's stick and out of play. Willie Mitchell was named the Panthers team captain just days before the season began in an emotional ceremony atop Mount Torn at West Point. The team owner is Vinny Viola. He's here tonight. He's a graduate of the academy too. Mitchell is a 2-time Cup champion with the Kings. He stood up this week and he said, now is our playoff. Games down the stretch don't mean a thing unless we win now. They were in a bad way, and they got it back with that victory over Columbus. The Devils have done a great job on them so far tonight. Defensively, as Peary sends it in. Jokinen waiting for it on the opposite side. Puck gathered here by Gomez. Can't clear the zone. Mitchell is there to send it towards goal. Here's Adam Henrique working it across, and now Gomez will slow things up. Devils complete the change as Gomer fires in. New Jersey with one shot here in the opening 5.5 minutes of the period. Taken here by Florida. Here's Erik Goodbranson on the move for the Panthers. 4th NHL season. They're guilty of icing the puck here.
Adam Henrique, I feel Steve is such an important New Jersey Devil, and you mentioned he's not getting as much power play time right now. Devils having some different looks out there, and I think that probably is a little frustrating for him, but they need Adam Henrique's offense. He's such a good two-way player. So right now his responsibility is a little different. Very important on the penalty kill, face-offs. But I've said it many times before. To me, Adam Henrique is probably the New Jersey Devils' most important forward if they're going to be successful moving forward.
Harold is back to collect this. Icing is waved off. Peter Harold motoring away from Fleischman and skates it away for the Devils. Fires in. Jágr waiting for it. Plays it behind the net. Camilleri. Pass too hot to handle, and now trying to get it back from Brian Campbell. Here's Carroll back in his own end. Mark Fraser works it ahead and picks up Dinah Zubris. Crosses up with Jágr. The Devils offside. With that, we'll step aside. Third period at the Rock. Still a 2-0 game. Coming up, the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods excitement every day. You're looking at Sean Bergenheim of the Panthers. I mentioned their win over Columbus. He scored the game winner the other night on a deflection. Now on that play, he took a Jack Johnson stick blade to the face on the game winner. He had teeth knocked loose, and then he sat there after the game and did interviews, Dano. And people wonder why we all love hockey players. That's kind of the definition of it. And it makes you reflect on things like Marshawn Lynch did earlier this week and said, it doesn't take much to be civil, really, if you're willing to try. Anyway, that's my rant for the night, and it's taken here by Mitchell for the Panthers. Who do you like, by the way?
Well, I might be biased, but the hockey players are probably the most gracious and most stand-up guys of any athletes, as far as in tough times are not there to answer questions. And I have no sympathy for Teeth, Steve, as you know. Sean Bergenheim showing some toughness, but as you know, I am the all-time lost teeth champ in the National Hockey League. History, apparently, to some people, documented.
You're looking good in that scene set every night at about 7 o'clock. I know that, so someone's doing something right, and it's taken here. Luongo can't leave the trapezoid area. The Devils get on the loose puck, and it's taken here by Martin Havlat instead. Picked up by Elias. Turns and shoots, and it's blocked away by Alexander Barkov.
He gave me a chance to throw in Dr. Minichetti. He did. He replaced these teeth in Inglewood.
I like it. You can forward the reference as we move along as Green tries to get it out of the zone. Boys took it away. Huberdeau with a shot, and he fired it wide. Oh, a great chance for the Panthers to cut the lead in half.
Just wide. He was in the slot. One of the rare times Florida had some space where the Devils didn't get quite in the lane, but still they got back to recover, and he had to shoot that wide.
Bernier picks up Gomez at center ice, tries to feather one ahead. Busy Saturday night in the National Hockey League. Bernier takes the loose puck away, trying to beat his man Bjugstad. Centering try for Henrique, and that just missed. Zidlitsky was at the far post as well.
Yeah, it was Zidlitsky and Adam Henrique. It looked like at least one of them, if they got a stick on it clean, that was a goal. As Florida got caught pressing, obviously going for offense.
Collected by the Panthers. Bjugstad over the line. And this is offside against Florida.
Well, we see Adam Henrique and Bjugstad, the man you're talking about. He didn't like the way he was taken out late after the whistle. A couple of punches thrown. Big scrum involved.
Those are two skilled guys, too. Bjugstad and Henrique, who you mentioned.
I like Adam Henrique sticking up for himself there. Bjugstad came back at him, gave him a shot, and Adam popped him with the right hand with the glove on. See Bjugstad going to the penalty box with his helmet off. Here's the chance here. You see that's Bjugstad flat-footed because the Panther defense got caught up ice. And Bernier with the pass in front. I don't think Adam realized Zidlitsky was on the side door, or the doorstep as well. He just shot, redirected that wide. There's the couple of whacks Henrique gives him, and the Florida Panthers go offside. And there you see both guys get involved. I stand to be corrected. It was a left glove. Left punch by Adam Henrique with the glove on, and both guys go to the penalty box.
Didn't know he had that in the repertoire.
Well, it's...
Maybe Jerome McGinley knows from the incident they had in Calgary a couple of years ago.
One of the tougher goal scorers to play the game, Jerome McGinley. Bjugstad, I know, is an awfully big fella. Not sure if he can handle himself physically, but he's one big, strong guy.
Derek McKenzie over the line, so it's 4-on-4 for the next minute 45. 2 for roughing for each. Picked up here by the Panthers. Upshaw. McKenzie plays this back to the point, and now Kulikov throws it towards goal. Kincaid had to be very careful with that, and he's able to control.
Steve Bernier ended up getting the penalty. There was a big scrum, so Henrique got away with one. Bjugstad also going to the box.
Andy Green tonight is playing in his 197th consecutive game. With this assignment, he passes Scott Stevens for the second longest such streak among Devils defensemen. Who has the longest? Well, the answer escapes me. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's got a long way to go to catch that number, Kenji. That's almost 5 straight years without missing a game.
388. How did it end? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. I got hit in the boards. Separated shoulder by Vinny Damphousse. I chased him for about 6 months after that. And I was told after every Montreal Canadian when I retired that he was well aware I was looking for him.
Good job by him. Picked up here by Campbell. Works it across for the cutting Huberdeau. Got by everyone. Jonathan Huberdeau tries to play it back for Ekblad at the point, and he does. Here's Barkov with a shot. Kick save made by Keith Kincaid. Campbell.
Quick left pad save, Steve. He's been solid, hasn't he? Just so sound in the net and confident out on top of the crease.
Zajac able to muscle this back to the Florida end. Puts the brakes on. Barkov there to deal with him. Here come the Devils reinforcements as it's worked across. Zidlitsky's got it. Tries to go wide on Campbell. Looks to throw one in front. Eric Zidlitsky, always fun to watch in that situation.
He's not afraid to take a chance, is he? And you like that in this day and age where you need offense and creative thinkers.
Fleischmann on the puck for Florida. Tries to make his way around John Merrill. Broken up by Merrill. Loose at the side of the net, and Zidlitsky plays this to Mike Camilleri. Rangers at last check. A 3-1 lead over Carolina in the third. Zidlitsky over the line here. Tries to shake loose of Willie Mitchell. Throws into the corner, and Camilleri is on the puck. Camilleri poke checked away by Boyes. Gives it to the captain Mitchell. And the Panthers able to break out. Here's Bukestad over the Devils line. Yager there to deal with him. Good back check by Yager, and now Fraser comes in to help. Taken away by Florida. Bukestad got a shot away, saved by Kincaid. Rebound came loose and punched away.
Another great chance by the Panthers. Bukestad with a quick wrist shot, and Keith Kincaid just got a piece of that one.
9.5 to go. Third period of a 2-0 game. Josephson. Pass intercepted by Fleischmann, and Harold sends it right back in. Other third period scores. Philadelphia leading Toronto 1-0. Earlier today, some of you on MSG Plus saw the Islanders get beaten by the Detroit Red Wings in the matinee at the Coliseum. Kulikov sends it in deep. Devils would like to make this uneventful down the stretch in the third period. Harold works it ahead. Picked up here by Bernier, and the cross-ice pass too far for Scott Gomez. Kulikov on the puck. Petrovic sends it ahead and picks up Bergenheim. His shot blocked away by Kincaid. Kulikov on the opposite side. Panthers still looking for the breakthrough. We played better than 51 minutes. Here's Petrovic. Shot blocked away. And one-handed out of the zone by Bernier.
The Devils giving the Panthers no chance to get through the neutral zone with ease. As everybody's kind of just lined up, sitting back there very content with the 2-0 lead, not trying to open up, give any chances. You have to be careful with that as well. Sitting back too much, but the positioning's been real good.
Here's Jokinen back to the point. Campbell can't handle the pass, and the Panthers have to retreat. Picked up by Florida again. Banked out of the zone. Adam Larson sends it back the other way. Kincaid to this point has stopped all 20 Panthers shots. This is icing against Florida with 7:58 left in the third.
Steve, if you play that rope-a-dope type style when you have a 2-0 lead, you got to make sure your sticks are in position. Everybody's reading off each other. I think it's more effective against a young Florida Panther team. We know they have a skilled team, but when you're young, not as experienced as a Pittsburgh Penguin team per se, who can make you look silly if you try to sit back too much, Florida's going to try to make that extra pass, that extra fancy move, and in fact turn it over. Then you get outnumbered situations. So I think it's been much more effective tonight against Florida with the lead.
Taken by Bukestad. Here come the Panthers again. Jokinen drops it. Shot by Peary is held by Keith Kincaid. The Farmingville, Long Island native holds the fort with 7:50 left.
This is your reminder to stay tuned for Hockey Night Live right after our game ends. Honestly, if you wanted to pick some of Marty Brodor's best moments, it might take the whole hour of Hockey Night Live. But they are going to show a retrospective. More to come, but since he just announced his retirement, so really looking forward to that. Plus, John McClain was one of the guys that got on the ice with Steve Valiquette to illustrate Royal Road passes. Not sure what that means, but you got to tune in.
The X's and O's tonight are on Hockey Night Live. Thank you, Deb. It's moments away on MSG+. Havlat, momentum broken up by the Panthers. Here it's 2-0. 7.5 to go. Worked ahead here. Brad Boyes, return pass for Barkov. Adam Larson there to defend him, taken by the Panthers. Boyes throws it in front. He was looking for Huberdeau at the far post, but it got by him. Played back for Willie Mitchell. His shot through a screen is blocked in front. Surge here by the Panthers, trying to claw their way back into the game. Taken by the Devils and lifted away by Havlat, but not out of the zone. Huberdeau works it across. Boyes one-timed it. He didn't get enough on it, and the Devils break out.
Well, you can feel the desperation from the Panthers, realizing just 7 minutes in this hockey game left. We got to start pressing here, taking chances. They buzz in there a little bit, but fanned on the shot by Boyes in good scoring position.
Fired in by Scotty Upshall. Yager will pick it up on the opposite side and feather one out to center. Upshall throws it right back in. Fourth liners for the Panthers getting their shot here. Maybe their last one of the hockey game, down by 2. Thornton misses on a hit. Zidlitsky is hit on the opposite side by McKenzie. Furious puck battle now ensues. Campbell able to try to send it back into the corner, and the puck taken here by Florida. Upshall checked by Zubris, who takes the puck away. Returning fire for the Panthers is McKenzie all over him. This is great stuff to watch. Furious battle, and the Devils get it to center.
A lot of work along the wall, the dirty work, and Devils grinding it low. You see again the Panthers working real hard to get chances. Devils gave them not much there in the defensive zone.
Gomez winds it around. Ekblad to work it out of the zone, and it's taken instead by Peter Harrell. Under 6 minutes to go. Here's Fraser. Works it ahead. That pass too far. It goes to Campbell for Florida.
You mentioned Hockey Night Live after the game, and if I heard correctly, Johnny Mack will be skating. That's Can't Miss TV.
To be continued.
Tonight's goal of the game is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. Second goal of the game, the nifty between the legs backhand pass, Bernier to Camilleri, and he snaps one past Roberto Luongo to give the Devils a 2-0 lead. That's your Nissan goal of the game, and that's where the game stands right now, Kanji. What about that pass?
Deb said candidate for pass of the year. He's been showing the finishing skills lately. 4 goals and 5 coming in. How big will that goal be? Boland into the Devils' end. Taken here by John Merrill. Puck deflects up high, but stays in play. The Devils had 1 shot in the second period. So far, just 1 in the third. They continue with the multiple goal lead. Kulikov holds the zone here. Puck winds around, picked up here by Bergenheim. Oh, it got by him, trickles away, and now Bernier back the other way for the Devils. Lost control of the puck. And Bernier will backhand it in. Alex Petrovic to the stick of Jokinen. Back the other way, Bukestad. For Peary. Has to get a backhander off. Stop made. Oh, that follow-up try went right through Kincaid's crease as Campbell funnels it behind the net. Taken by the Panthers. They look for Jokinen on the one-timer. Broken up by Zajac. Gives to Elias, who punches it ahead. Here's Travis Zajac. Sends it in deep with Havlat following up. Elias on the loose puck. Taken by the Panthers and punched out to center where Fraser is there to give to Peter Harrell. Here's Campbell, the 4-time All-Star. Pass broken up by Zajac and sent back the other way. Yager is there on the forecheck. Ekblad winds it around the boards where it's taken here by Huberdeau. Panthers need 2 to tie. Here's Barkov skating back the other way. Devils meet them at the line well the first time, and now trying to find the handle is Yager. Camilleri takes it, content to dump it into the Florida end. Zubris with a big hit on Willie Mitchell. Panthers, though, break out with Boys on the puck here. Worked across. Here's Mitchell, the defenseman. Gives to Huberdeau, who shoots. Save made by Kincaid. The rebound there, and he's got that as well.
Nice save from Keith Kincaid. No rebound again. Very impressed with his rebound control tonight.
You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com.
And watch Keith Kincaid. Florida comes. That's Willie Mitchell jumping up from the defensive position. Drops it to Huberdeau. You see 4 Panthers going hard. Kincaid makes the initial save off the Huberdeau shot, but there's no rebound. He's able to bring it back to him and cover it up. So real good rebound control. Everything's staying in front of him. Shows me he's very sound in net. Not moving too much.
Luongo takes no chances on the other end with Henrique there at the doorstep. We mentioned the disparity between the two goaltenders coming in. Roberto Luongo, 15 years of NHL experience, 391 career victories. Tonight, Keith Kincaid is looking for his second win, and he's also looking for something else very special.
Don't say it.
Sent back into the Devil's end. This is icing against the Panthers, and it'll come back towards Luongo's end again.
See, that's your experience, Steve. Been around a while now. I know in the past you might have, but you know how I'm not a superstitious guy, but you know how these hockey guys are.
I'll preface it to say I don't believe in those things, but I know how to play ball. Yeah. Okay. Gomez takes it.
I got to tell you, I don't either, but there's some people that swear by it, the superstitions.
Punched in front, taken here by Upshaw. Works it ahead. Here's Derek McKenzie over the line. Batted out of midair by Thornton. This line has been very good in creating chances tonight for the Panthers. That shot, fired by Thornton, goes wide. Picked up here by Mitchell on the other side. 3 minutes to go now. Regulation time and a 2-0 Devils lead. Here's Merrill, worked ahead. Gomez, angled up on the far side by a couple of Panthers. This is Bjugstad. The big, strong centerman trying to dig the puck free. To the bench goes Luongo. The extra attacker is on, but Zidlitsky has the puck. He lifts it in. Will it go? That is way wide, and it's icing. And let's see if that comes back to bite the Devils as they take the icing call.
I don't think Marek Zidlitsky was shooting for that if he was going to do that, because he didn't have nowhere to go with it. There was a couple of Panthers on him. He should have probably at least attempted to go for the net. I think he wanted that high lob and bounce, and hopefully it stays and doesn't go past the goal line, but face off in the Devils zone.
And the Devils will take their timeout here. It is Gomez, Bernier, and Henrique, the line that has to remain back when play continues, when Zidlitsky and Merrill join them as the same 5 stay on. So they talk it over. Florida has already used its timeout. They're enjoying a 22-12 disparity in shots, not enjoying the score here, down 2.
Not a lot of shots by either club. I know Florida with 22, you talked about, Steve, and some good chances, but the chances against for the Devils at least cut down by a large margin tonight compared to last night against Pittsburgh. But again, not many shots and not a whole lot of chances. I guess we will say they've been very efficient, scoring a couple of goals on minimal shots.
This is a good group on the ice for the Panthers, as you might expect. Barkov, Fleischmann, Bjugstad, Huberdeau, the point men, Peary, and Aaron Ekblad. Panthers try to win the draw back, but it's gobbled up here by Bernier. Henrique with the net empty. Steve Bernier will put it away. With 2.5 to go, the Devils make it a 3-0 game.
Wow, the Devils do a great job. Great anticipation off the face-off in their own zone where it appeared they lost the draw. Right here, there you see Barkov with help from his winger, but Bernier jumps out, times it perfectly, gets it over to Adam Henrique and back to Bernier, and he wasn't going to miss there. You saw the determination to ice this game, where we've seen the Devils early on have so much trouble in the early on in the season to put games away. The Calgary game in particular comes to mind, but they wasted no time in putting the empty net goal in to give them a 3-0 lead.
They put him back on a top line tonight. My, how he answered that call. 2-point game for him. Goal and an assist for Steve Bernier. As this goes back into the Devils' end, and Green will give chase. Havlat trying to pick up the loose puck. Zajac trying to find the handle too. Larson kicking at it. Panthers able to keep it in the zone where Boland is on the puck. His sharp angle try is fought off by Kincaid. Now Elias on the puck for New Jersey will slow things down with 2 minutes to go. Picks up Zajac. Travis Zajac shoots at a save by Luongo.
Well, there was a nice play from Patrick Elias and Zajac. Devils now with the 3-goal lead. Pressing a little, going offensive, and Zajac had a good chance right in front of Luongo.
Pass broken up by the Panthers. Henrique the lone assist on the empty net goal by Bernier. Now Jokinen. Centering try. That deflects towards Kincaid. He had to make the save. Now Campbell across. The shot. They score. Brandon Pirri on the one-timer. Oh, a blistering shot that beat Kincaid to end the shutout bid with 1.5 minutes to go.
Wow, this is a heck of a shot by Brandon Pirri. Devils unable to clear. He's set up by Brian Campbell, you see. There, Jokinen just shoots toward the net, but it ends up coming back to Campbell kind of on a carom. And Brandon Pirri rips this one-timer to put Florida on the board. And I know the Devils will be disappointed trying to give Keith Kincaid his first shutout of the season. But more importantly, it's a 3-1 hockey game. And if they hang on for 1:29, they're going to get 2 points out of it. I'm sure that's what Keith Kincaid will talk about. Even though it would have been nice, but it's nothing that you have to be overly concerned about, I would think.
Luongo to the bench again, Dano, as the puck winds around and deflects out of play. See where they put the face-off here. Pirri's 6th of the season at 18:31 to make this a 3-1 game, and the face-off will stay in the Devils' end here. Each team has used its timeout.
Well, the 1:11 left, we talked about some of the tough times early on in the season defending 2-goal leads. Again, that empty netter may mean something here for the Devils, Steve.
Zajac to take the draw against Boys. Off the draw. We'll do this one more time as Pirri had it teed up again.
Nothing comes easy, does it?
New Jersey seeking its 3rd win in the past 4. Seeking to earn points in a 4th straight game. Elias stepped in to take the draw, and he won it back. Adam Larson sends this out to center where Kulikov is on the puck. The net is empty. Elias is on the ice with Zajac and Havlat. Puck stripped away by the Panthers, and they dart back the other way. Pirri turns and shoots and fires the puck wide. Collected by Elias, can't clear the zone. Taken here by Zajac, and he'll dump it out to center. 45 seconds left.
Smart play by Travis Zajac. Just a soft saucer, no icing, making the Panthers come back 200 feet.
Huberdeau blows it across. Chance for Ekblad. It's loose in front of Kincaid. Chopping at the doorstep was Barkov, but Keith Kincaid has got it.
Florida Panthers just won't go away. They're putting on a push here. But Keith Kincaid able to cover that up. Here you see just a shot from Aaron Ekblad from up high. You see a couple of Devils, Larson and Green, helping out Keith Kincaid as he covers that puck up.
Boland to take the draw against Gomez. Taken by the Panthers and played back to Campbell. Here's Ekblad shooting. That puck deflected wide. At the doorstep, Boland tried to put it home. Collected by Henrique instead. Final 18 seconds here. Campbell jars the puck loose, works it back. Ekblad at the point, blocked in front by Larson, punched away by Gomez, with the net empty. Bernier again! Looking for a 2-goal night, and he just missed.
He can't believe he missed either. He saw him raise his arm. Devils get the win.
For Keith Kincaid, he stops 26 of 27, his 2nd National Hockey League victory. And on the heels of a terrific performance from Corey Schneider in this building 24 hours ago, he followed up beautifully. The homestand 3 games old. The Devils have taken 5 of a possible 6.
And it's been an unconventional way. Not every game has been as good from an offensive standpoint as the Devils would like, but tonight they were efficient. They didn't have a lot of shots or chances, but got those 2 quick goals in the first period. And the goaltending has been nothing short of spectacular for the New Jersey Devils.
With 14 shots, the Devils are victorious. Next up, the Ottawa Senators coming your way Tuesday night. We'll get the signal for the 3 stars of the game. Here we go.
As chosen by members of tonight's attending media. Tonight's 3rd star from the Devils with a goal and an assist, number 18, Steve Bernier.
2-point night for Bernier.
Tonight's 2nd star from the Devils with a goal and an assist, number 23, Mike Camilleri.
Big power play goal. Number 1, there's no doubt.
And tonight's 1st star from the Devils, number 1, Keith Kincaid.
For the 2nd straight night, a Devils goaltender's 1st star. This one in a victory, however.
24 wins in Albany last year. He's got 2 in the NHL this season. He's downstairs with Deb.
Thank you so much. So back-to-back performances by goaltenders here at the Rock. Were you somewhat inspired by Corey Schneider last night?
Yeah, you know, anytime you see your fellow netminder play like that, it's more inspiration to do even better with it. But, you know, I'm just glad we got the win tonight.
Was there a certain point in which you were thinking about the shutout? You were so close.
Yeah, maybe the whole 3rd period. But, you know, I'm just happy we got the win, the 2 points. That's what matters.
You had a lot of action in the 2nd period, a lot of shots on goal from the Panthers. What was the toughest part about it?
You know, the guys did a great job keeping the shots to the outside, so it made my job a lot easier. No second chances, so kudos to them. And, you know, like I said, happy we got the 2 points.
All right. Well, congratulations on this one. We'll see you Tuesday night.
Thank you.
Deb, thank you. Honest answers from Keith Kincaid. He can celebrate the win tonight. Hey, join us on Tuesday. MSG Plus homestand continues when the Devils take on the Senators. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 with Visa Devils Game Night. For more post-game coverage, go to MSG.com. After these messages, it's Hockey Night Live on MSG Plus. For Ken Danico, Deb Placey, and all of us, I'm Steve Cangelosi. Good night from the Rock. The Devils win it 3-1.